What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the German Bear Podcast. And today we got the preseason week 3 recap and film room episode. The Bears win 21-20 over the Cleveland Browns and finished the preseason with 3 wins and 0 losses, so undefeated and a great way to start the regular season with some confidence. Obviously not too important the preseason, but still it will be a nice confidence boost going to the season just to get everybody happy and excited. So still a great win for the Bears, and lots of great things were also happening for especially the first team offense as well as the defense. So lots to get into. We will start off with the film room episode within the next seconds, then move on later with a game recap, and then I will also give you my team MVPs. So with that being said, let's get right into it and start off with the film room. So now in the film room, we will start off with this kickoff by Cairo Santos, and like I said, the starters saw lots more snaps than the previous preseason games, so this will probably be the longest breakdown, and that kick just goes out of bounds, and we will see the Browns starters for the first time against the Bears starting defense. And with starting defense, I mean not everybody of the starters was actually playing. We just had a Lamar Jackson to the outside, also DHC as a starter in for Brisker, also Kindle Vildor was playing. So they definitely held out Roquan Smith, who was actually expected to play, but appeared not to play because he had some minor issues pre-game. Also, Eddie Jackson was not in. Jalen Johnson did not play. Robert Quinn. So lots of veterans were not playing in that game, but still we saw some starting action with, I think, Matt Adams right here, Nicholas Morrow, Kindle Vildor, the rookie. Oh, excuse me, not Kindle Vildor, Kyler Gordon, the rookie. Also Travis Gibson and Al-Quadin Muhammad, and then Kyrus Tonga and also Justin Jones. So we saw some starters on defense, not everyone. And with that being said, let's get right into the first play. The Browns started off on 1st and 10, and we just had that quick little motion right there from the running back, and then a quick little pass. I thought good pressure still by Al-Quadin Muhammad, but just a quick pass, get the ball out fast. Some out routes using the leverage that you have against these cornerbacks. But I think the cornerbacks did a good job at closing to it. And then also, great coverage right there by Travis Gibson as well on David Njoku, have to say that. But just good pass, not a good pass actually. Good reaction by the cornerbacks, but the pass just missed. Not a great throw there by Jacoby Brissett. Excuse me. As we then have a 2nd and 10, Njoku this time in motion, and as we will see, the man Justin Jones right there gets into it with a great run stop right there and tackles the running back in the backfield for -1 or even -2 yards. And that was a thing that I really wanted to see out of the Bears defense. I told you that, or I spoke about that already in my preview episode for that game. And I wanted just the Bears defense to step up in the run defense. They really struggled against the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, against the Seattle Seahawks, it was a really weak performance by the Seahawks offense overall. But against the Chiefs, they really struggled. And Justin Jones, the defensive lineman, the 3 tech of that 4-3 defense, really set the tone in the game for me. Had some really nice plays overall, and here is his first really big play of the night, so loved seeing that. And that sets up a 3rd and 12, so it was -2 yards even. Great play, and then we have once again a motion in from the running back. Trips formation 3-by-1. As we then have just a basic 4-3. I think it will be a quarters look, a cover 2 look. I'm not sure, but we got 2 high safeties, it looks like at the moment. And then we will see the Browns offense actually stall on 3rd down, as the rush is not actually getting to him too much. He has time in the pocket, but just the receiver forced to work back. That's what he's taught to, and worked back a bit too much and was just not at the 1st down marker. And it was just a too small gain, only 11 yards. So the Browns actually decide to punt it on 4th and 1. Also good job by Lamar Jackson just being there, touching him, and securing the 4th down, as we now see the punt from the Browns punter, who did a pretty good job right there. Really good punt, but I also liked what Dante Pettis did right there. Maybe he could have let it go, but it was to the sideline, so it could have bounced outside as well, as he makes 2 people miss right there with his speed. Great job, and still getting some good yardage and making the Bears offense start off at the 20. So really good job by him right there, as we will now actually have the official first drive of the Bears this game on offense. As for the starters on offense that game, we had Darnell Mooney and Equanimous St. Brown at receiver, and we will see Dante Pettis in there as well in the slot. Velus Jones Jr. did not see any action. As for the running backs, we had David Montgomery in as the starter, so loved seeing that. And a 2 tight end set right here with Ryan Griffin and Cole Kmet. As for the offensive line, the same as the last couple of games, with now Braxton Jones, Cody Whitehair, Sam Mustipher, Tevin Jenkins, and Larry Borum. And the Bears decide to start off the game with a run, and I really thought that was just a bad job right there by number 76, Tevin Jenkins, as you will see in a second. Tevin just not able to maintain his guy, loses the battle immediately to the inside, and just gives up a pressure on David Montgomery, kind of forces him back to the inside, and then the linebackers are there to clean it up for a -1 yard rush. So not a great start off to this game, as we then have 2nd and 11, and that's really one of the only, or not, if not the only play call that I not like that entire game by Luke Getsy. I mean, at 2nd and 11, you maybe look for some chunk play, some 6 to 7 yard completion to set up a nice 3rd down, a much easier 3rd down, and he decides to do this right here, a delayed handoff to David Montgomery. I mean, you can do that at times, but I mean, just the linebackers perfectly read it. Also, Cole Kmet, I don't know if he will lose that block right there, but it looks like it at the moment. The double team is there, but something will definitely go wrong right here. Yeah, Cole Kmet loses that battle badly against that linebacker or safety. I don't know who it was, but bad block by Cole Kmet, and Montgomery has no space to go. So another negative yardage run right there. I think the offensive line did an okay job. But Cole Kmet, because of him, that play didn't work out. And I mean, I did not love the play call, like I said, on 2nd and 11, doing a delayed handoff. It could have worked if Cole Kmet held his block, but still not my favorite call. But for the rest of the game, as we will see later on as well, Luke Getsy did a phenomenal job. So I don't have a problem with that. As we then have 3rd and 11, as the Bears are looking to convert right here, but they are not able to do it. They will stall on 3rd down. Justin Fields looking and just having to throw the ball away because the pressure was coming to him within a few seconds already. I don't know who it even was. Yeah, right there. The right side definitely struggled in the first drive. Later on, they definitely stepped it up. Here you see it just has the inside between Larry Borum and Tevin Jenkins, and just getting past them to Justin Fields. I think the right side does a great job right there. No problem here, but these 2 rushers just get enough pressure on Justin Fields to force him to throw it away. He tried to step it up, which I like to see, but no one open as well. Maybe Cole Kmet, but not really any open receivers right there. So great choice by Justin Fields, just throwing it away, avoiding getting sacked, and then just punting the ball. It's okay. It just wasn't supposed to happen on that drive. And there you see just a good throwaway by Justin Fields. And then the Bears are forced to punt. So not a great start off to this game, as we have a replay right here as well. Just Larry Borum getting beat badly, and then Jenkins can't help him either. And then just forced to throw it away. As we then have the booming punt by Trenton Gill. I mean, the guy's just absolutely insane. And then a small return, but great tackle by DeAndre Houston Carson. Love his special teams work. And then we have a lot of motions by the Browns right there. 1st and 10 for the Browns at the 30 or the 32. So really good job by the Bears special teams right there, pinning them at least inside the 35. As the Browns start off running the ball, and then there is Kindle Vildor with a nice tackle, as well as Matt Adams, excuse me. Man, I always, him and Mike Adams, that's always a problem for me. But Matt Adams, as we now have his 2nd and 6. Quick little screen pass to that tight end, I think, or wide receiver. Well, no, it's even the running back, I think. And then just great reaction by the Bears defense, getting the tackle, not allowing lots of yards right there. I think that was Mike Pennell. He got early work yesterday. That was kind of surprising, but he did some good stuff as the play right there. And then we had the third and second money down play action. Brissett looking deep, trying to convert right there, and then just the ball falls incomplete to Anthony Schwartz. You have a good coverage right there by Greg Stroman, who had a really solid game, as well as DeAndre Houston-Carson over the top to help him right there. I think there was no way a completion was about to happen. I mean, the throw was good, maybe a bit too far. He hit that window even almost, like here's a small little window to hit it to, but still good coverage by the corner and the safety right there, just to force another fourth down, and the Browns will punt once again. So 2 3-and-outs by the Bears defense. Great way to start off that game, as we will now see the first really successful drive from the offense, as Dante Pettis lets that roll into the end zone. Kind of a close punt, really good punt right there, but they weren't able to recover it. As we then have a motion in by Equanimus St. Brown. We have fullbacks in there with Kari Blessingame, who saw a big amount of playing time, as well as David Montgomery. And then just a beautiful, beautiful run by David. And I mean, that's just what makes him so good. His patience, his balance, his cutback ability. Great blocks by the offensive line, really getting a push right here. Great here, no problems, opening up a big lane for David Montgomery to go through. And then you have Kari Blessingame as a blocker in front. And just David Montgomery doing David Montgomery things. Just getting his way through the offensive line, through the gaps, and making a great run to set up a 2nd and 4 even, or 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4. So 6-yard run, then a motion over from Cole Kmet, I think. A really heavy formation right there. Ryan Griffin, Kari Blessingame, and Cole Kmet all close to the offensive line. So really heavy formation right there. The only receiver we have here is Darnell Mooney, and a beautiful play design right there by Luke Getsy, as we will see in a second. Just a quick little dump off to Kari Blessingame into the flats, wide open, first down, easy completion, absolutely love it. We'll see Kari Blessingame coming across the formation as soon as the ball is snapped, and just going into the flats. I think, let's watch it one more time actually. Yeah, we have 2 flats, or no, not 2 flats, just Cole Kmet pretending to go into the flats and then doing a wheel route. Just Darnell Mooney with a clear route as well. And then just the design to Kari Blessingame getting open. That linebacker totally bit on it, was just thinking he was about to block or something. I don't know what he was thinking. Good sell by David Montgomery. And then a beautiful completion to Kari Blessingame into the flats. Yeah, just great play right there. And Blessingame getting the first down, running over a guy or falling over a guy for the first down. Great job right there. As we then have once again a first down. Again, a 2 tight end set, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, we got 2 tight ends in the game one more time. And then Darnell Mooney and Equanimus St. Brown. So love these 2 tight end looks. It really worked that game, as we will see later on as well. And then a quick little dump off to Darnell Mooney, just reading the coverage, seeing that there's nobody over Darnell Mooney, and then also Equanimus St. Brown doing a great job blocking that guy down the field. We saw that against the Seahawks as well. Just a quick little completion for 5 yards. Absolutely love it. Simple. Once again, preseason football, the play calling is not that complicated. As you will see, Justin Fields just recognizes it pre-snap immediately. It is, I think, even a designed run, inside zone run, and he sees the eyes of that linebacker just completely on David Montgomery, He sees that immediately and just fires into the bubble route. And a great job at blocking right there. So great execution by the Bears offense. This play is not supposed to get you a lot of yards, but just some yards to set up a nice second down. 5 yards right there, perfectly executed by the offense. Fields getting it out quickly, and a great block by EQ as well. As we then have a 2nd and 5, nice situation to be in. Once again, very heavy formation. You have Ryan Griffin in there and Kari Blessingame one more time. They saw lots of action, like I said, especially Ryan Griffin. Love to see him finally getting some action, and he did some great stuff and also some bad stuff, right? But still had a really solid game overall, as Justin Fields is scrambling for a first down and getting hit late once again. Typical Justin Fields, just not getting, I mean, he did get the call this time, but just getting hit late as usual as he's sliding. I don't know what the problem of these people is at times, but right here, I think the O-line did a solid job, but just sees that the pressure is coming in, kind of collapsing, getting outside the pocket. Nice little pump fake to just get the defenders away from him, and then sliding and getting getting hit late, and just a great job right there by Justin Fields. As we then have a new set of downs, great job right there by Justin. Once again, I formation right here. And yeah, this is the play where Ryan Griffin actually gets a flag for holding, but I mean, what a insane cutback by David Montgomery, as we'll see right here. He sees that gap right there, knows that these linebackers are coming, that guys are shooting right there, and just is fast enough to cut it back to the inside. Great move, sticking his foot into the ground and just making that move. Insane play by David Montgomery, no matter if it was a flag or not. I mean, it was just showing how good of a running back he actually is. And just cutting it back to the inside, beautifully done, getting a lot of yards. Can't outrun Martin Emerson. I don't blame him for that, but still great gain right there, just the whole by Ryan Griffin right there. That did not really help, obviously, but still that's okay because he will make up for it later on. As for 1st and 20, Bears are looking for a completion. You got 2 deep routes, and he is hitting, I think it's even, it is Dante Pettis, who had a really good game overall, I thought. I think it's 2 little stick routes into the zones, and then some shorter routes right there. As it looks like, yeah, you got Cole into the flats. I don't know, is it Nazima Webster into the flats, and then a sit route by Khalil Herbert. So he had his checkdowns, but he saw the route getting open deep, and just perfectly done right there by Dante Pettis, working back to the ball and getting a huge chunk play for 13 yards. As we then have a motion in by Kari Blessingame for another I formation. Darnell Mooney to the right, EQ to the left. As we will then have a beautiful play action, one of my favorite plays of the entire game. Simple football, like I said, once again, preseason, you're not showing everyone what you have in your pocket, but we will have Kari Blessingame, and in this case, Khalil Herbert, just getting the play action done correctly, blocking all the defenders that are coming up, trying to make a play on the running back, just cut blocking them, and then a beautiful bootleg by Justin Fields, as we will have Cole Kmet right here, running a quick little routes into the flats. Mooney running a clear route to just get everyone away from the flats, and then also EQ with another deeper over route, so a simple high-low read for Justin Fields. And I mean, if you have your tight end right there, and I mean, just great speed, I would say. Just good separation. That's what I want to see from Cole Kmet. Good separation right there. Justin Fields taking it as soon as he sees it. Perfectly done. And then also Cole Kmet just being able to make something happen after the catch for some additional yardage. So great play right there by him. As we then have another 1st and 10, and the Bears offense was just moving and moving and moving. It was just incredible to see, and also the fresh and great play calling, just mixing it in with that I formation, then getting a play action to get Justin Fields outside the pocket, then once again putting in a great run with some junk yards through David Montgomery, through Khalil Herbert, also some quick little stick routes to just work the zone coverage. I thought Luke Getsy did just an amazing job at just mixing the play calling up and actually make it comfortable for Justin Fields, who was never really a player, especially last season with Matt Nagy, that really got a system around him. I mean, Matt Nagy forced him into his system, and Luke Getsy is building a system around Justin Fields. That's the way to build a successful offense in the NFL, and it's already showing out in these preseason games. Absolutely love it. As we have, I think, a false start on 1st and 10. I could be wrong. No, that was encroachment by the defense. That's true. Number 93 right there. That was that play. As we now have another 1st and 10. On the 20, is that the 22-yard line? Yes. On the 22-yard line. And then Justin Fields, beautiful throw of the day for me to Ryan Griffin, the second tight end on the team. Did a really nice job right there. That's just the thing, once again, having to work with the broadcast edition. We can't see the exact route. I think it was somewhat of a in-breaking route and then going to the outside. I don't know. But still, great job. Oh no, I'm even wrong. That's not even Ryan Griffin. Ryan Griffin is right there at the line of scrimmage, even in that trips formation or 3-by-1 formation right here, as we have Mooney as a single side receiver, and then just an incredible job by Justin Fields right there. I think it's even just like somewhat of a fade route. Yeah, just a fade route into the flats or into the zone. Not into the flats, into the zone, finding the green grass. Then you have EQ running an out route, quick little in route by Cole Kmet to just get that switch release going, kind of, and just I think another clear route by Darnell Mooney, and then just quick release and perfectly placed ball between the two defenders. Incredible throw, threading the needle for the touchdown to Ryan Griffin. Definitely, like I said, the throw of the day for me. We can watch that one more time, just the full version. Stepping into the throw, really letting it rip just between the defenders. And I mean, beautifully done. Great catch by Ryan Griffin. Also great job at finding the green grass between these two defenders and getting that touchdown. And just incredible play by Justin Fields. Here we see it one more time. There you see it. I mean, it was kind of it's tough to describe. It was not a sail route. It was not a corner route. It was kind of a mix, just like I said, to get into that zone coverage and perfect place ball. Just such in love with that play. Most beautiful play he had in the entire preseason. And the Bears did what I also wanted to see from them in the preview. Just getting the job done, punching it in for the first time in the preseason, getting the first touchdown, and just finishing the job after just having a rough day against the Chiefs, not getting any points, then against the Seahawks getting the first points with a field goal, and now yesterday getting actually 3 touchdowns even, which was more than I expected, but still, second drive, bouncing back after a really bad start where you had lots of bad plays by the offensive line, also just not great rushing lanes, not great play calling overall, I thought as well. And then just bouncing back the next drive with really creative play calling, mixing it up between the run and the pass, and then scoring for the first time in this year's preseason. So great drive. And then Cairo Santos adds the extra point. Great job by him. And then the Bears are up 7-0. That's how fast it can get. Really great drive. Never really losing the momentum and just keep on pushing. And finishing up the job with a great play to Ryan Griffin. As we will then see the third drive by the Bears defense. As we have still Jacoby Brissett and some of the Brown starters in the game. And there you have just a great play by, I think it was even, we'll have to see who it was once more time. You have, first of all, DHC faking the blitz and then going to the flat. So great job right there. Just keeping up with the running back. Good coverage overall by the Bears defense. Just putting Brissett under pressure then after the great coverage. And then I think it is 79. Is that Trayvon Coley? Was he already in the game? I mean, Dominique Robinson is in as well. So it could be Trayvon Coley, the really outstanding late signing in training camp that is really doing great stuff. Has 3 sacks already, I think, in preseason, and once right there gets another pressure and forces the throw right by Preseason, just getting his shoes right there and forcing the throwaway for the 2nd and 10. And there's even a flag on the play. I'm not sure what that was. It's something on the defense. It's a holding. All right. Holding by the defense. Even so, 1st and 20. As we have another tight end motion right there and a run to the outside. Once more, great job by the defense of stopping it, especially by DeAndre Houston Carson. Also, Kyler Gordon in there just shooting down. I mean, that's what I absolutely love from him, just getting around that blocker, ready to make that tackle. Also, DHC doing a good job, and the running back has just no space to go to. I mean, you should think that 2 offensive linemen have an advantage in the run game against a corner and a safety, but the 2 guys making a great job in getting the tackle to just not let them gain a big run right there. So great play by the rookie as well as DeAndre Houston Carson. As we then have a 2nd and 17. Quick little completion to Donovan Peoples-Jones. Better catch than pass. Nothing too incredible. I mean, the D-line just doesn't have the time to get any pressure. Really quick play right there. Just a sit route and then a great reaction by the cornerback to make the tackle immediately. Obviously allowed the catch, Devontae Harris, but still was right there to make the tackle. So great job right there to just not let a big gain happen right there. And then on 3rd and 13, we'll see Trayvon Coley. I mean, I'm so impressed with Trayvon Coley. I mean, if he's not making the roster, I will be really pissed, honestly. I mean, look at him. He did have another pressure right here, number 79, just beating him with a basic bull rush, just being stronger than him, pushing him away. I mean, incredible job right there. Quick hands, getting through 2 guys, and just getting a pressure on Jacoby Brissett. Really, really great stuff from Trayvon Coley. Absolutely love it. And then we have a quick little completion similar to the first drive where they stalled on 3rd and 13, just a bit too short, and a great job right there by the Bears defenders being there and just preventing him from getting the first down. It could be possible that they go for it on 4th down right here. Yes, it was a catch, so great catch right there by number 25. And then, yeah, they go for it on 4th and 2. And what happens right there? Quick little completion to David Njoku, as we will see something right there that I didn't love at all. Dominique Robinson limping off the field. He was later downgraded to out for the game. So I don't know the exact details about him yet. Nothing was said about it, but I hope he's okay. Because, I mean, he's one of my favorite players already, one of my favorite rookies that we got this season, and I would absolutely hate it if he's out for a longer time, but just limping right there. Hopefully nothing too serious. Not a lot of pressure. I mean, the Browns offensive line doing a great job right there against the defensive lineman right there. Also wide open running back right here, but maybe there could have been a play made. But yeah, David Njoku totally open. Mike Adams, I think, in coverage, not there. And just a simple completion to the sticks for a first down for the Browns to extend that drive. As we then have, of course, another 1st and 10. Quick little motion to the outside by Dearness Johnson. So empty formation for the Browns as they will pass it. And we will have a short little completion to Anthony Schwartz. Also love the hustle by 93 Justin Jones right there. The 3-tack being there and just also being involved in that tackle. Love it. Kind of the hits principle right there. Again, just a lot of players around the ball at all times and just the hustle. Love it. But still a good completion for them. 2nd and 2 now. As they will have another run. And Kendall Villor does a good job at keeping him to the outside, like kind of forcing him to slow down a bit, but he still is able to get through the edge. And then Mike Adams with a good tackle, but still too late. First down for the Browns. So real quick little good sequence for them. As we'll have a quick little replay right there. Njoku, just a great block on Kindle Vildor, even though it was kind of blocked. I mean, he was just shoving him, basically, but whatever. I don't want to complain about it in the preseason. As we then have I think a bad read kind of by Jacoby Brissett. I think Anthony Schwartz would have been wide open right here as Kindle Vildor totally gets cooked and he gets just above him. I mean, I could be wrong, but he looks pretty open to me. But nevertheless, I think it was just zone coverage. He was supposed to cover the flats and then the linebacker, obviously the hook to curl. So I don't know what the problem was right there. I think Anthony Schwartz looked very open, but good tackle, only short yardage allowed by the DBs right there. Joe Thomas and Kindle Vildor for 2nd and 6. As on 2nd and 6, the Browns are looking to convert. Get a quick little reverse to number 25, and that was a funny play. Just Deontay Harris somewhat preventing him from getting that first down, just shoving that receiver, I think it's Donovan Peoples-Jones, just completely into his runner for not a first down. So incredible play right there by Deontay Harris. Great effort right there. As for 3rd and 2 now for the Browns offense, they get a quick little play action going. Brissett looking, firing, and boom! Great hit by Joe Thomas to letting the ball loose. So actually Deontay Harris with a huge play setting up the 3rd down, somewhat preventing him from getting the first down. Even blockers were in front of that runner by a mile, it seemed like. And then Joe Thomas with a big hit to force the incompletion right there. 4th and 2. And they're going for a long field goal. 58-yard field goal, which will be missed. So the Bears are still up 7-0. Great job by the defense. As we will then see the second drive of the Bears offense. Quick little motion in by Equanimus St. Brown. And I mean, he is a really good blocker in my opinion. Really showcased that game. I mean, he is being trusted to block from like the tackle spots almost, just behind the tight ends. Really heavy formation once again. Absolutely love it. That's something we never saw with Matt Nagy actually. So I would love a good run offense with the Bears. As we then have David Montgomery once again, really nice yardage, even a holding by the defense for a even better gain. And I once more want to look at that offensive line. I mean, look at that push. Number 5 is getting through, but I mean, he's already too late. Montgomery already has decided to through which hole he wants to go. So he is ready to burst through that with his power. He's not tackling him. But as for the rest of the offensive line, doing a really good job at blocking for David Montgomery right there. Love it. And Montgomery just getting good yardage, falling forward, doing what he's doing best. And great play by the Bears offense right there. As we then have 1st and 10 with that flag. And then a beautiful play action right here. And boom, the first real catch of Equanimus St. Brown's preseason. Love it. He was definitely one of my players to watch, and he was definitely impressive yesterday as well. Like I said, blocking was looking really good, and this quick little play action was looking good too. I mean, if you have these heavy formations, they will bite on the run more often than not, and then you can have these play actions set up for Justin Fields, who's actually one of the best quarterbacks with play action plays in the NFL, in my opinion. So great play designed by Luke Getsy. Linebackers, just him especially biting on the run, and them also just still looking towards Justin Fields and the running back. Obviously, they keep their eyes on the quarterback all the time, but still, also good flat route right there by David Montgomery. He would have been a nice check down for Justin, but he has Equanimus St. Brown wide open right here. Great catch by EQ, and just great play design, them finally connecting in the preseason after these great reports about them just doing great stuff in training camp, during practices. So finally seeing that connection on the field. As we then have 1st and 10 once again. Montgomery in the backfield getting the ball. And I mean, what can I say? David Montgomery is just an absolute freak. I can't say much more. Slight protection to the left, beautifully done by the offensive line. Number 37 gets shoots in to the backfield, but David Montgomery just being better, cutting it back to the outside and just making people miss. That's what he does best. Oh no, he even totally bit on Justin Fields. All right, really not a great play by 37 right there, but the cutback lane is now there, and Montgomery just being faster than these linebackers, and then also putting down his shoulders. That's what we love to see. Trucking on Martin Emerson, pushing him away, gaining these extra yards, still being up. And I mean, David Montgomery, man, I missed him. These angry runs from him. That's what he does best. Beautiful execution by the offensive line as well. They really put it together after that first bad drive, and they really never looked back and just came back and made some great blocks in the run game, in the pass game, giving Justin Fields time. And then we have another run to David Montgomery, this time for no yards at all. 2nd and 10 now, as Justin Fields is looking to pass. I mean, what can we say? Offensive line just completely shutting down these rushers. I have to mention Braxton Jones right there. The guy was having an insane game, just absolutely dominating these NFL rushers as a 5th-round rookie. And I mean, I'm just so in love with this guy. He's so good. I'm so glad we have him on the team. And then it's the 2nd touchdown of the day to Dante Pettis, who runs a beautiful route right there. We'll see it in a second. We'll have him just running a beautiful post corner, and I hope we will see the replay. But Dante Pettis has definitely earned his roster spot, made a catch earlier, also has his duties in the kick return game and punt return game when Velus Jones Jr. is actually not in. Obviously, with him not playing yesterday, I don't think Dante Pettis will start. But he showed so many great things in yesterday's game. Had a catch, like I said earlier, and this nasty route to beat that cornerback. As for the other guys, what are they running? Yeah, we just have another switch release right there. Just a quick little sit route. So let's look at the play in general. Oh, that's a run from David Montgomery for no yards. Sorry, that was too much. Yeah, let's look at it one more time. We had that post corner by Dante Pettis. Cole Kmet goes in there to block as well to just help getting the time. Also, Montgomery just blocking for a quick second and then goes into the flats for the check down. And then we have kind of a switch release right there with a clear route, or kind of a seam route by Darnell Mooney and Equanimous St. Brown with a sit for another check down. And then just Dante Pettis being better in the one-on-ones and just making the catch wide open. Great play. Let's hope we will see the replay one more time. Great ball by Justin Fields, finding the open guy. And Dante Pettis, just an incredible job getting open. Yes, we will see the replay right there. And I mean, beautifully done, getting him to bite to the inside and then breaking to the outside once again. And oh my, such a beautifully ran route. Already has way too much separation. That's way too much for an NFL receiver and NFL quarterback to have. And then great ball, strike to the end zone, touchdown, 14-0 Bears. With Cairo Santos now adding the extra point. And I mean, I was just stunned how good the Bears offense was actually moving in general. As we'll see another kickoff. And I mean, it was just beautiful to watch. Obviously, it's preseason, but with Matt Nagy over the last 3 years now, I mean, 2018 was okay, but 2019, 2020, 2021, all years that were not fun to watch. And now we finally have, as it seems like, a competent play caller that mixes up the game, that adjusts the offense to our quarterback. And in Justin Fields, we really have a quarterback that can do stuff that no other Bears quarterback in the history of this franchise has ever been able to do. I mean, he's fast, he can throw the ball, he can really sling it, he's accurate, he's smart. I mean, he's just the real deal, and I hope he develops or continues to develop like he did over this offseason, looking really sharp. And I mean, I'm just so happy how the Bears offense is actually doing at the moment. As we then have another defensive drive. Still Jacoby Brissett in for the Browns. And right there we have a quick little good run by the Browns to start off the drive. Elijah Hicks in for the tackle. Also Sam Kamara in the game now. as the Browns are once again getting a quick little screen off. Great play by Kindle Vildor right there. They faked a handoff, they faked a reverse, and then played a quick little screen. And just Kindle Vildor, incredible recognition. I thought he had a pretty solid game yesterday. Making a tackle, that's something I thought he was always pretty good at. And just making the tackle for a loss or for no gain. So great job right there by Kindle Vildor. And on 3rd and 4 already, we have Al-Qadim Muhammad with a great pressure on Jacoby Brissett. He still gets the ball out. And then Kyler Gordon with a great play right there. I stopped it too much, guys. I'm sorry. Let's watch it once in full length and then break it down. Great pressure by Muhammad. And then great play by Kyler Gordon getting his hands on it. I think the flag was on pass interference offense, so not on the Bears. Muhammad just, Muhammad is just such a great signing right there. Getting the pressure, just beating him with pure power, also getting a quarterback hit, and then, diving effort from Kyler Gordon for forcing that incompletion. Great job right there. Absolutely love it. Bears defense doing some great stuff, even with mostly the backups in the game at this point. And also I have to say, what's wrong with the Browns broadcasters? They were always emphasizing the Browns starters are not in the game, and now the Bears defense is still in with the starters. No, they were not. Did they even know? Do they even know who the Bears starters are? It was just so annoying to listen to, but whatever makes them happy, I guess. But still, great play by Kyler Gordon, the rookie, and just doing a great job in the slot right there. As we have a pass interference offense that's declined, obviously. As we have a 4th down, forcing that 3 and out even, I think, after having a really good first run there on 1st down for the Browns, not able to turn it into a 1st down. So really great job right there. As the punt goes out of bounds, another flag right there. I don't know what the problem was right there. I don't care, but we will see now Justin Fields once again for his final drive of the game. So this will be the final drive of the offense that we will look at, but still excited for this drive as well. We now have, it's still Mooney in it? Yeah, Mooney's still in. We got at the moment Mooney. I think that's even down to, so the starters are still in at that point. Just Khalil Herbert in there. I think Mooney and EQ will be subbed out mid-drive, so we will see them for a few plays at least. As we have a drop back from Justin Fields. Pretty clean pocket right there. Still the starting offensive line though. And Fields fires a bit too high for Equanimous St. Brown, but also good coverage by number 23, Martin Emerson right there, the rookie. Really doing a great job right there. Love it. Fields still standing into the pocket, not feeling the pressure, just staying calm, looking for his guys. And then, it's maybe a bit too high. Could have been a catch if it was thrown a bit lower, but also good coverage right there by the cornerback. So that just happens. One of Fields' only incompletions. I think he had only 2 incompletions on the entire day. As we then have a 2nd and 10, which did not look too great. Lots of room for David Montgomery right there. Yes, not great. As we then have 3rd and 9. And Fields is looking, escaping the pocket. That's something no quarterback has ever done for the Bears. I don't care what you say. Fields just standing there in the pocket. Also, oh my God. We'll watch it one more time after that as well. But the offensive line absolutely bullying these defensive linemen, especially Braxton Jones. Cody Whitehair loses track of his guy. He gets there to Justin Fields, and Fields just escaping the pocket, using his legs. And this is one of the biggest improvements to the Seattle game, in my opinion. There was kind of a similar situation where you had Equanimous St. Brown right there at the first down marker. If you want to check out that game breakdown, feel free to do that as well. That play is in there as well. EQ was on the first down marker, and I get it. It was a different situation. It was into the red zone, but Justin Fields had lots of space right there to run it himself, find EQ right there at the first down marker to get the first down. And it was on a third down, I think, as well, or on a second down. I'm not sure anymore. And he also had Darnell Mooney back in the end zone, but a really difficult throw to take. And it was at the end just kind of a throwaway against the Seahawks. And right here, he has another receiver at the first down marker, has lots of room to run as well if he wants to, even though I think that guy was ready to hit him. But this time, he kept his eyes down the field just as in the Seattle game, but this time he takes the safe check down to get a fresh set of downs on third down. Absolutely love it. Also, one of my favorite plays of Fields' game, or of Fields' day overall against the Browns. Really great read, taking the simple yards, finding Dante Pettis for another catch. Great connection these two had yesterday, and then just taking the simple first down to get a new set of downs. Absolutely love it. That's development right there. Week after week, he shows better things in similar situation, makes it better, and that's what you want to see from your franchise quarterback. And I mean, I'm just so excited for this guy. And there you have, for example, Nasimba Webster now in the game. We will see some new freshes from this point on now. Mooney's still in there. As you see, this time Fields decided to hand it off, like the matchup between offensive line and defensive line right there, instead of throwing it to Darnell Mooney into the flats. As we have Khalil Herbert carrying the ball for some nice yardage. I mean, still 4 yards, that's enough. Way enough, as we now have a nice little motion from the tight end to block number 98, if I'm not mistaken, or 96, no, 98. And then David Montgomery just getting blasted, or was it even David Montgomery to play before? I'm not sure who it was, but this time the offensive line just not getting enough push to help David Montgomery to get some positive yards. And we have 3rd and 6 now. Kind of a stacked formation with Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet. Also, Equanimous St. Brown in there and Dante Pettis. And what happens on this play is a really clean pocket. I'm mistaken. That's not the last drive of Justin Fields. He had 5 drives overall. That's right. I know what happens right here. I think the play call was really good. 3rd and 6, matchups are looking incredible. They're doing a quick little running back screen to David Montgomery right there. You have Mustard on the move to block someone. You have Mooney that just carries that guy with him. Like, he stays on Darnell Mooney, that's no problem. Offensive line doing a great job blocking, and then Fields delivering a quick little release to David Montgomery. But in the end, I don't know what happened. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe Whitehair could have held his block a bit better, but Montgomery not being able to get that first down. I mean, it's tough, obviously, but I thought if he just went for it straight up and did not try to wiggle that guy, I think he definitely had his shot at getting that first down. Just straight up, bang, hitting that guy for that first down, trucking him, but he kind of wiggles and gives that guy behind him a chance to tackle him for a 4th down at that situation. And that forces the Bears to punt. So not a great drive right there. Great drive right there. They had some good plays in there, but just by the end of it, could have been better. David Montgomery usually gets that first down, as we had a great pump by Trenton Gill and a great recovery or coverage by safety Dan Cruikshank, as we have another defensive drive right here, as they finally complete a deeper pass to David Njoku, tackle made by Elijah Hicks. I mean, defense has way more backups in at that point. Also, Jack Sanborn, standout UDFA, who's done a really good job so far throughout preseason. Then they have another play action, and this one is also a signature play for Al-Quadin Muhammad right there. Muhammad on the edge. Obviously not faster than the tight end, but what you will see is just absolute heart and effort from this guy. That's why he is one of my favorite players on the Bears already. I mean, the guy's just so incredible. I absolutely love him. does a great job at just pursuing that guy. Obviously, I think he will even get the first down, but it just shows with how much of heart he plays the game of football. Al-Quadri Muhammad still chasing down that guy and still getting a hit on him, even though he's already tackled. But just, I mean, that's once again that hits principle, that hustling principle. And he was obviously with Indianapolis with the Colts before he was on the Bears, so he knows the system already. And it's just really looking really nice on the Bears defense already. Just everybody is around the ball. Everyone is ready to make a tackle, and the hustle is really insane. I absolutely love that about Al-Quadri Muhammad, as we'll get a replay of that play right here. I mean, just great sell by the Browns, and then Muhammad chasing it down. Also good tackle by Stroman and Cruikshank, as we have another first down, handoff to the outside, and then great play by the defense. I mean, that time it was once again Justin Jones, still getting the reps. Everybody hustling to the ball. Love it. Look how many Bears are in that area ready to make a tackle, and the guy that tackles him in the end is Justin Jones right here. So great job by the defensive lineman, once again setting the tone in the run defense, as I've mentioned earlier. And then we have beautiful interception, Greg Stroman. Oh, it was even on second down. Excuse me, 2nd and 9. Great pressure right here. Got that edge blitz from, I can't see the number right there. I don't know who it is. Is it 44, Matt Adams, getting the pressure on Brissett, forcing a quick throw, and then just great coverage right there, and Greg Stroman making the catch for the interception. And just the Bears defense forcing a turnover. Med Eberflus is known for getting a lot of turnovers with his defenses and just getting the ball back quickly to the Bears offense. Great job by the defense. Greg Stroman had a really strong game, had that coverage on the first drive, even on the Browns offensive first drive, and he had that great coverage to force that incompletion to, I think, Anthony Schwartz, and right there had that interception against Anthony Schwartz. So Greg Stroman with a really strong game, as we then have the last drive of Justin Fields in that game, now with more backups in, Isaiah Coulter in there making that first catch. And I mean, similar play like the one to Darnell Mooney. This time he led him kind of more up the field. Love it. Throwing the bubble right there. Nisimba Webster with the block, and just, I mean, using the leverage right there, seeing that the linebacker is far off from Isaiah Coulter, throwing a quick little ball in there, not even like riding the handoff, just seeing the matchup immediately, and you see the big amount of space he has to work with, and then throws it in there, and Coulter able to get a nice little amount of yardage. We're talking about 6 yards here. Is that correct? Yeah, 6 yards to start off the drive. Next one of Fields' most beautiful passes of the entire day. Beautiful touch pass to Nisimba Webster into the flats. Just a quick little out route using his leverage. I mean, has a big amount of leverage right there. Using it to the outside, quick out route, and then Justin Fields with a beautiful touch pass just above the hands of that flat defender. Just a great coverage beater right there, and then the catch to the sideline by Nisimba Webster for the first down. Great play, easy completion, as we then have a motion by Cole Kmet right here. And then Justin Fields, just easy, quick little running back screen to Khalil Herbert. Love the little sidearm as well, just adjusting to the gaps or the throwing windows. Love that. And then also great execution by the offensive line already in the second level is that Tevin Jenkins. Great job by him. And then also Mustafa and Whitehair right there as well, as Herbert gets that ball immediately. Great block by Tevin Jenkins. He really got better as the game moved on, and then Herbert just getting a first down and even more for a big amount of yards, as we then have a new set of downs. First down, also Chris Fink in the game right here. Interesting to see. as we will then have a handoff to Khalil Herbert that gets stopped immediately for a negative yards, for -1 yards, I think even. I mean, what was the problem right there? Just double teaming that defensive lineman, and I think that is Cody Whitehair. I guess it's Mustafa and Whitehair. Yes, I think it's just Mustafa not getting there. Yeah, just blocking the wrong guy, basically not getting into the second level against the linebacker and just allowing that linebacker to make that tackle in the backfield. So he has to do a better job right there, as we have 2nd and 11. Empty formation for Justin Fields, and this time great job by the defensive line. Also good job by Justin Fields, just taking the flats, taking what's there immediately to Cole Kmet, and Cole Kmet just being able to do something after the catch. That's something we haven't seen from him as well. Never looked too shifty, never made too many guys miss, but I mean, showing his new self, catching the football and then making some people miss for some additional yards. I mean, it's only 4 yards, I guess, or only 3 yards, but still made 2 additional yards out of that play. That's still important. 2nd and 7 now, as we have another motion by Cole Kmet. And then a quick little, I like it, quick little shuffle pass, or a quick little pitch to Khalil Herbert right there. You see, oh my God, it's beautiful. You see Braxton Jones just getting out there on a pull block, moving right there into the open space, and also Cole Kmet being able to just make something happen in the second level. Great blocks right there. Really easy, just shoving him to the ground. Great job, Braxton Jones. I mean, that guy is just so damn impressive. And then Khalil Herbert running for almost the first down on 3rd and 7, and I think at that point you're going for it. Obviously, you are in go-to territory, as we will see Justin Fields doing a quick little QB sneak right there. But I mean, the Bears were just lining up fast, too fast for the camera even, so love seeing that. Just easy first down, as we will have another motion by Cole Kmet. Love the motion action, as we will then have a beautiful fake bootleg play action once again with Khalil Herbert, and then we will have the last throw of Justin Fields' day, which is a touchdown to Cole Kmet. Beautifully done, great play, just not utilizing, but just seeing the busted coverage, taking advantage of it, as we will have, let's watch it one more time. As we will have, like I said, once again, that motion by Cole Kmet. Beautiful play action. We have some receivers going once again into the flats in Kari Blessingame, I think it is. Another tight end running an over route in Cole Kmet. I think it was even a designed wheel route to the end zone. And then Fields extending the play, just being outside the pocket where he's the most comfortable at, and then just throwing a beautiful touchdown over the defenders to Cole Kmet. Easy touchdown, the easiest touchdown he will probably get the entire season with that busted coverage. But great play action, perfectly sold, and then just beautiful pass. Cole Kmet, Justin Fields connecting, and he's finally having a touchdown after having no touchdown in the regular season last season. Last season. That should be a great confident boost for him as well. So, with that being said, before we will start off watching the next defensive drive, just a quick little recap of the entire first team offensive drive. Obviously, not everybody was out there, but most of the starters played. Velus Jones Jr., for example, was not in there, and also in this last drive, you had more of the backups in there. But still, first of all, Luke Getsy, and how does he call the plays? I mean, it was just an absolutely perfect game plan from Luke Getsy against the Cleveland Browns in that mock week as well. Like, they prepared for that week like they do in a usual regular season game. So it really worked out for them. Luke Getsy drawing up some nice plays, really getting in the run with these heavy run packages with Kari Blessingame as well, who's doing a phenomenal job in Chicago so far. Also getting a catch today. Love seeing that. As well as the running backs just doing a great job. Offensive line really also stepping up, getting better every week. First off, had that really bad drive, that 3 and out to start off the game, but then really bounced back and made some good things happen. As we then later also had these touchdowns as well. So they doing a really good job. As for the passing game, just involving play action, getting Justin Fields outside the pocket. That's what we all wanted to see last season. It never really happened. And this year it already looks so much better when you have a competent play caller in Luke Getsy, getting him outside the pocket. Easy throws, some tougher throws as well. Obviously, he is a potential franchise quarterback, so he is capable of doing these as well. Like I can just remember off the bat that obviously Ryan Griffin touchdown, perfectly placed ball between two defenders. That was great. Also, Cole Kmet read to the flats, the read where he was escaping the rusher and just finding Dante Pettis right at the first down marker. Just improving every single week. The offense in general, I love to see it. As for Justin Fields, him just being an absolute baller out there. Absolutely love it, what he is doing. And yeah, I'm just happy how the offense is developing over the last few games now. As we will now watch the last defensive drive of the game. Like I said, it will be a longer episode, but I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you do enjoy it. In general, it's just so much fun talking Bears football with you guys. So definitely let me know if you like it or not. As we then have a 1st and 10 and some good pressure by the Bears, just kind of bringing a blitz right there. Was I seeing that correctly? Yes. Once again, Matt Adams, who is really fast. Honestly, like, I did not know that pre-Bears era of his. Like, I did not know he was that fast, but Matt Adams showing his speed right there, rushing the passer, and just Dearness Johnson not doing a great job at blocking him, getting the pressure on Jacoby Brissett. So I really like what I'm seeing out of Matt Adams throughout the last couple of days now, or not last couple of days, last couple of games. So forcing the throwaway on 1st and 10, great job right there. As for 2nd and 10, we have an empty formation for the Browns. As we have a quick little completion for a 1st down to number 18. I think that's David Bell against Kyler Gordon. And then Gordon again against David Bell. Another completion. I mean, not really his fault. It's a zone coverage. Look, maybe the communication could have been better between right here. I mean, it's just, I think even a classic Tampa 2 look, just Sanborn going into the deep middle. And then, obviously, not classic 4-3 look, just right here with a nickel corner, obviously, but Matt Adams and Kyler Gordon dropping back into coverage as well. I mean, maybe he should have been there, but still, I wouldn't blame everything on him right there. It's just the coverage. He needs to be in his spot and just a good beater right there. Maybe they both a bit too deep for me, but still, that's okay. David Bell gets the catch and another 1st down. Rookie out of Purdue doing a really good job right there. As we will have another 1st and 10 for the Browns. Deep ball to Javon Wims. Was that? No. That was to Donovan Peoples-Jones. Oh, excuse me. To Donovan Peoples-Jones right there. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Good pressure once again by the Bears. And I think this time it was Al-Quadin Muhammad. It could have been Justin Jones as well. No. Oh, yeah. I think it's Travis Gibbs. I don't know who got the hand on it, but great job by the Bears defensive line right there. Everybody getting the pressure. I mean, we're talking Al-Quadin Muhammad will be in there also. I think Travis Jones. Now I'm really like talking some weird stuff. No, Justin Jones, also Travis Gibson doing some good stuff. Coverage is looking good. Maybe Donovan Peoples-Jones would have been wide open. I mean, why are they giving them so much leverage? I don't get that, kind of. Like, that's Kyle Fuller stuff, but Kyle Fuller is really good, or was really good at that. Devontae Harris just leaving him basically alone right there, inviting them for a completion, but the pressure gets there, and the pass would have been intended for Donovan Peoples-Jones, or was intended for him. But great job at batting the ball at the line of scrimmage. I think it was Al-Qadim Muhammad. I can't see it right there, but so great play by the defensive line overall, and also jumping on the ball immediately. Really good stuff by Al-Qadim Muhammad right there. And on 3rd and 10, we will have also some exotic look right here. I mean, look at that. Like, it looks like a bunch formation for a offense right there for the defensive line, and like a single rusher right there, like a 3-by-1 formation on defense with a switch release right here. I love it. Really exotic look right there. Justin Jones, I mean, I don't get why he would be rushing the whole way right here. I mean, he's not that fast that he could actually do that effectively, but whatever, what do I know? And then a completion to, once again, David Bell. I mean, he had one heck of a drive right there. As we then have good pressure, also a QB hit by Trayvon Coley on that receiving screen. As we have a first down. Not a first down, a good kind of play for the Browns right there. I mean, it could have easily been a roughing the passer as well in today's league. So he definitely has to be cautious with that. But whatever. As for 1st and 15, we'll have a quick little handoff to Dearness Johnson once again. And a good tackle right there by, I didn't see the number, honestly. And then 2nd and 9, tip ball, almost caught by Anthony Schwartz, already was in his hands, and a big hit by Devontae Harris to force the ball incomplete. Yeah, I think it was off the helmet of Jack Sanborn, if I'm not mistaken. And then great hit right there, getting the hands in there by Devontae Harris and forcing the incompletion. Really good play right there. As we then have 3rd and 9, what happens there? The Bears definitely show pressure, but drop back into coverage right there. And then quick little, would have been a completion, but also Jack Sanborn would have absolutely killed that guy. He was super ready for Anthony Schwartz's crossing route, just coming across that field. And then Jack Sanborn doing a good job at staying in his zone and then just recognizing it and shooting down to making the tackle, but obviously the ball was not caught. So great job by Bears defense in coverage right there. As for 4th and 9, the Cleveland Browns are selecting to kick, and this time he will make the kick, so it will be 21-3. And with that being said, that wraps up pretty much all the reps for the starters, guys. Overall, I was really happy with that. Like I said, it will be a longer episode, so I'm sorry for it, but I'm so excited what happened yesterday. So many great things were actually shown by the offense as well as the defense. And I mean, the starters for the defense, obviously with a lot of starters out, they were not playing starters as well. Like Jacoby Brissett was out there, who will be their starter, but they had all their backups in at that point as well. So still good seeing them perform at a higher level, but it's still not a starting offense that they're facing, and it's also not their own starting defense. But still only 3 points allowed throughout the first 2 quarters. Basically, as for the Bears offense, first string really looking solid. Obviously, no Myles Garrett in there, as well as no Jadeveon Clowney, and also Denzel Ward was missing. But I mean, by the end of the day, they still had some starters out, and the Bears definitely dominated them. Looked really good. Love the play calling once again. And with that being said, let's move on to the actual selected plays. As for the selected plays, I want to now look at the 4th quarter. Actually, the only few plays I want to look at, because for the rest of the game, I mean, the Bears just got kind of bullied and it's not too much interesting to look at, but this defensive drive was still kind of interesting to me. 13 and 38 seconds left in the 4th quarter, 13 seconds on the play clock, and we got the first down right here for the Browns with running back Kelly in the backfield. I mean, he started off with kind of a nice run for 4 yards, but still a good job right there by Elijah Hicks, the rookie safety, with just wrapping up right there and making the actual tackle on a really bruising running back that really got some problem for the Bears. They really had trouble taking him down oftentimes, but good tackle right there by Elijah Hicks. As for 2nd and 6, I think also, I mean, this drive for me was kind of the hits principle drive, especially for the backups. That's why I want to show it to you. There we have a quick little completion to number 82. Gets the first down, but still, what do we see? The Marquise Gates, really great linebacker right there. We have I hope he makes the team. Just hustles still, ready to make the tackle and forces the ball out of the hands. Obviously, with a quick little peanut punch on that ball, forces that ball, obviously goes out of bounds, but still a great effort. That's the most important thing about the hits principle, just effort and identity, and the Marquise Gates doing it right there. As for on the next play, Dane Cruikshank. Really good play. I really like that defensive sequence right there. You see Cruikshank just coming up all the way from the safety position to rush right there into the backfield and makes a tackle. Incredible job by the safety right there. Beautifully done. Reps up, gets the tackle for loss even, or for no gain, as we now have 2nd and 10. And we will have a quick little incomplete pass from Josh Dobbs. Drops back, looks, fires for the running back. Also, Jack Sanborn in good coverage right there. So, I mean, still a great play by him, but also kind of a bad, or I mean, he should have caught it. Let's face it like that. And then on 3rd and 15, we have just a beautiful tackle by Devontae Harris. And once again, the ball being hit out. So, like I said, hits principle drive. We have players hustling to the ball, making aggressive tackles, and also stripping the ball. Beautifully done, ripping the ball out of his hands. Once again, unfortunately, goes out of bounds. But still, being around the ball, showing that you're willing to make the tackle, and also just always hitting on the ball, forcing the ball out of the defenders, or off. Not the defender. What am I talking about? The offensive player's hands, obviously. So great job by the defense right there. And that's really the only drive I still want to look at. And with that being said, that completes the Film Room episode, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. And with that being said, let's move on to the entire game recap. And in general, I was really happy with the Bears' performance overall. Yes, the 2nd and 3rd stringers really let them come back into that game, but by the end of it, it really didn't matter to me because they still showed lots of interesting and good stuff right there, especially with, like we just saw, that hits principle drive for me. So no problem with that, and especially the starters impressed me in today's game. Starting it off with the offense, I think just Justin Fields and Luke Getsy, like I've already mentioned, really got into a rhythm. Good play calling, good execution by the entire offense. The offensive line was holding them down in the pass sets, in the run sets, so really good stuff by them. Also, the communication and just the chemistry between them and David Montgomery was really good as well. His cut backs, not his cut blocks, were absolutely insane, just making people miss. Angry runs from him today as well. Loved seeing that. Also, Kari Blasingame gets involved heavily, and I absolutely love it. I mean, it's really that kind of Kyle Shanahan-esque offense from the 49ers with like Kyle Juszczyk, who's obviously one of the best fullbacks, if not the best fullback in the league, but still Kari Blasingame, super underrated, had a nice catch today, some good blocks, absolutely love it. As for the offensive line in general, I thought Braxton Jones is absolutely insane. The rookie is playing his heart out, is doing so many great things, just absolutely demolishing NFL veterans out there, and I can't wait and see how he does against the really big starters in this league. Obviously, he will struggle at times, but I mean, he's just super promising. Also, I thought Tevin Jenkins, who was a player to look out for in this game, had his struggles at the beginning of the game especially, but later on really got it together and made some nice plays happen. As for the rest of the offense, I mean, I just absolutely love it. They blocked for each other. They put effort into every single play. You see it with the Quantum St. Brown's blocking, or if it's David Montgomery, if it's Darnell Mooney, everybody's just blocking for each other, putting their ass on the ground for each other. Absolutely love it. Also, Cole Kmet and Ryan Griffin, both tight ends, were real good performances. Both got away with a touchdown, so love seeing seeing that. That's big for the offense. We really need that from them. We need to involve the tight ends more, and we now have two really good ones in my opinion, really good backup in Ryan Griffin, and Cole Kmet should develop this season even more with a more competent offense, and him also being a tight end they take to develop a little bit longer, right? But he's showed great development over the last 2 seasons now, and I think he's really about to have a breakout season. As for the defense, I first of all want to mention Justin Jones. I mean, he really set the tone today in the run defense, just hustling every play, making some good tackles in the backfield, really just penetrating these offensive linemen. Really good job by him. Overall, the defense, I thought, really had some great drives. Obviously, they did not face a great offense with the Browns, honestly. Like, Jacoby Brissett is not a great quarterback. He's a great backup, but not a great starter. Also, they did not have Amari Cooper out and these kinds of things, but we did also not have Jalen Johnson and a lot of starters out there as well. So I think it was kind of even, and they definitely won the battle today, forced a lot of 3-and-outs, were always around the ball. Kyler Gordon definitely stood out to me as well today. Really, you see his speed. I mean, the guy's blazing fast, and it was also interesting seeing him hang once again in the nickel, so let's see how that develops. As for Al-Quadin Muhammad, just definitely one of my favorite Bears already. Such a great guy, gets pressure every single play, it seems like, hustles after the ball, runs down the field if it's needed. And I mean, I'm just impressed by the guy. Also, Greg Stroman with a really strong day. Had that interception, obviously, and also some good coverages and a pass deflection as well. So the guy really impressed me today. He made a strong case for making the roster. As for also Jack Sanborn and Trayvon Coley, guys that were really at the bottom of the roster, a UDFA and a veteran that got signed late in training camp, or mostly just camp bodies that won't make it into the final roster, but both of them really played themselves onto the roster, in my opinion. I think Trayvon Coley should definitely make it. Had some great plays yesterday, as well as Jack Sanborn too. So these two guys are impressive. Also, Charles Snowden. I didn't show you him in the game tape, but I watched him closely yesterday. He was really pressuring the quarterback as well and had some bad passes in there. So really impressed what I saw out of him. I don't know if he will be able to make the roster. That's a big question for me. I would love it because Charles Snowden is one of my favorite players, but we should definitely keep him on the practice squad, no doubt. I think that will happen nonetheless, but he did some good stuff yesterday. That made me happy. As for the rest of the cornerbacks, I mean, DeAndre Houston-Carson, or defensive backs, DeAndre Houston-Carson did a good job as well. Also, Kindle Vildor looked not too bad. Lamar Jackson, everybody was just looking solid. It was not a pass-heavy game by the Browns, so not too much to evaluate, but I still really liked it. And with that being said, let's move on to the last segment of today's show, which is the team MVPs. And for the team MVPs, I want to start off obviously with the offense. And there's only one guy in my opinion, and it is Justin Fields. I mean, Justin Fields, just incredible job. Great play, 3 touchdowns. I think 14 of 16 in that game, missed no pass basically, almost had a perfect passer rating, 14 for 16, 56 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, did not take a sack. Huge improvement from the last 2 previous preseason games, and I thought he looked good in those as well, but absolutely balled out yesterday with some great throws. Absolutely loved what I saw from him from QB1, so excited how his journey continues moving on. As for the defensive one, it was kind of tough for me. I mean, obviously, Greg Stroman did a really good job. He is definitely an honorable mention for me, as well as Al-Quadin Muhammad and Trayvon Coley, honestly, who did a great job. But by the end of the day, yesterday for me, it was honestly Justin Jones. And I can tell you why. He did not see he played a lot of snaps, honestly, and he never really showed out too much, but by the end of the day, he had some really nice run stuffs, had a pass deflection, had a tackle for loss by the end of the day, only 1 tackle overall, but still, the presence is still felt by him. You see how the defense just has it easier when he's on the field. He gives the space to the linebackers, takes on the blocks, and is also able to put on some pressure and some nice run stuffs and block sheds in there as well in the run game. Really set the tone today. That's what I wanted to see from the defense, and he really made a great effort today on the field, or yesterday on the field. So loved seeing that from Justin Jones. He's definitely my defensive MVP. As for the special teams, I think it should go to Trenton Gill. I mean, Cairo Santos missed a kick. He hit the crossbar, or hit not the crossbar, but like the field goal, the posts, and obviously that gives us some bad flashbacks of 2018, something that we don't want to remember. Still hit his 3 extra points, and I'm not worried about it. Obviously, he can miss, that's no problem, especially if it's in the preseason. I know he will be good in the regular season, but Trenton Gill, 48.6 yards average on his 5 punts, pinned them inside the 20 just one time. The longest one was a 58-yard punt, but he really looked outstanding once again. Loved the hang time on his punts, and he's just continuing to impress me overall. And with that being said, that's already the end of the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Definitely let me know in the comments down below if you liked it or not. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Check out Instagram and Twitter if you want to as well. And as always, guys, bear down.